This virus ain't that serious.
Hey, wait a minute. I already screwed this up. The live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast is brought to you by Blue Frost IT, now offering a greatly reduced hourly rate to help deal with the struggles that small businesses going through. If you're a small business that is still open right now, or maybe you're doing an upgrade while you are away from the game during the lockdown, wherever you may be, call upon Blue Frost IT for an hourly break fix. So, all right, what does all that mean? Normally, it's a certain amount of money for an hourly rate to get an IT professional into your facility to fix your stuff, or even do it remotely. During this uncertain time of craziness, you can get that fix for a hell of a lot less. I want you to call 616-200-8550, Blue Frost IT, working for small and medium-sized businesses. As always, they are found at bluefrostit.com. Great job to Alan and Ashlyn. And together we will get through this. Essential employees, essential workers here. They are in business at Blue Frost IT. All right, now.
This virus ain't that serious.
Not my words. That's that idiot's words. Oh, it's serious.
And now, here's a guy who has never won a congeniality award at any radio station anywhere. I will fight you in the street. It's the Eric Zane Show podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you, Johnny. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. This is a daily podcast covering news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. And, frankly, I don't live that exciting of a life, so I don't know what adventures I go on. But something stupid usually happens along the way. And I don't know how it is, but for some reason I've developed a knack to explain it to you and how it goes down in a somewhat humorous fashion. So I'm told. I know my wife doesn't find me funny at all. I don't find you funny. I don't find anything that you do funny. That was that exchange actually happened yesterday, and it all ties in. It has to do with the dude in my neighborhood who I got into that fight with and challenged. Told him I was going to whip his ass in the street. That is not over. I have an update, and my wife is not at all pleased with this. And the bottom line is, if the temptress / queen is at home for that amount of time and you start to get on her bad side, you're probably not living right. But I rolled the dice, and now I'm paying for it. That's kind of the way I've done it for a long, long time, Okay, first and foremost, welcome to the audience. Whether you are on the pre-recorded on-demand audio that is found at ericzaneshow.com and all of the podcasting platforms wherever they may be, or if you are getting it live as it happens from the Fear Bunker here. Normally it's not known as the Fear Bunker, but during these troubled times, when I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary come. I can't get that note. I can't get any of the notes. Then it's the Fear Bunker. What was I going to say? God, I'm already wound up. In a good way. I like the energy. Oh, yeah. The Facebook video live stream is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. The Twitter feed. You can find me on the Blue Frost IT Twitter handle of @EricZaneShow on Twitter. Please subscribe to both of those. Follow, like, subscribe, whatever the hell it is. Rubbing sleep out of my eye right now as we speak. Oh, God. It's like glued to my face. Shit. It actually hurt to pick it off. I'm on YouTube. Search Eric Zane Show. There's like 5,300 people that follow on YouTube. But again, I'm like, I guess no one cares. Is there an algorithm? Am I doing something wrong? I don't know. Because it was back in the day in 2016 after I got shit canned from Freeburn Hot Wings. If I put a video of me staring into the camera and not saying anything, it'd be watched 21,000 times. I guess because everybody felt bad for me. No idea. Now nobody cares. Probably what's up. And then on Instagram, if you follow me on there, the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage brings you my Instagram, which is kind of like just a place for updates. Hey, I'm going live. Hey, I'm doing this. I can't take credit for the post that I made on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Somebody else wrote that out, and I just copied it and ripped it off and posted it. Not mine. The quote or the joke that says something, I can't even remember it. Something about Kenny Rogers dipping out during apocalypse is the most know when to fold 'em thing ever, or something like that. Very funny. So true as the roaster steps down. All right. I see that on the email, and you can get a hold of me, eric@ericzaneshow.com, during the live recording that we're doing right now. You can actually reach out to me. I see Chris has sent me a link, excuse me, and talks about how I was ahead of the curve when it comes to protecting the border of your home. There is a doctor out right now who has a video that's a little bit too long because I tried to get through it, and he just talks too damn much. Dude needed to get to the point. It's a 15-minute video. The idea is what I talked about, keeping it so that nothing comes into your home that could be contaminated. You want to lower the risk that you are possibly being contaminated. And that was a few days ago that I talked about that. This doc does a PSA about it. Basically the same exact thing that I talked about, washing the packaging down with a bleach material. Frankly, that's just common sense. I'm glad that the doc did do the video, but in it they also say the best thing to do is leave your stuff outside as long as possible for at least 3 days if you can. That is the foolproof way of keeping your house safe, and that's a great idea because as far as we know, the virus cannot live on there for any more than 3 days. But the doc says in the video itself, and I was watching it till I got bored, that there was some cases that, and it's conflicting data saying that it lives longer than 3 days. So I would suggest no matter what comes into your home, it is wiped down outside of the house with a bleach water mixture and a rag. So you have a pile of stuff that is potentially contaminated. You're potentially contaminated in an area where there will be, after you'll wipe them down, you wipe it down thoroughly. Make sure you're frequently rinsing out that rag and getting some good solid bleach water on it. After you wipe it down, you put it on the other side. Your hands have already been wiped down because you're touching the bleachy rag, And do that. And then make sure it's all taken care of. Hell, take off your damn clothes. Leave them there. Walk into the house nude. Get in the shower. This minimizes your risk of getting sick. Sounds crazy, I know, but desperate times call for desperate measures. Doc says that right in the video. I will link it up. He did a good job. I like it how he starts it out, and he's a local physician here in West Michigan. And Jeffrey Van Wingen is his name. And he said, please be nice on the comments, because he knows that everybody's a dickhead. There's too many dickheads in the world, especially in important, scary times like this. I have a lot of idiots in the news today. Oh, my God. It seems like I went to bed and woke up, and there is just story after story of people doing stupid things. I'll get to all of those coming up. It appears that radio is starting to quarantine their hosts. I know that Rachel Gray and Jackie Green are doing their show on Hot FM remotely, like from their homes, staying home. That is absolutely a great move. And because, if I'm like on Free Beer and Hot Wings, there's a lot of people on that show. And I wouldn't want to go into work because I could be infecting them and they could infect others or their families. And I would really err on the side of caution on this one. I think they're still going to work, but I would guess that in the back of their brains, there's alarms going off saying, and frankly, I think that there is a way that they can make it all happen and keep one person at the studio and get, I think that would be fun. It would be a pain in the ass, but it would be fun to do, to be on remotely. I mean, and it would reflect what everybody is going through. I don't know if it's the best thing in the world to be telling everybody, stay home while they're at work. From what I learned yesterday on WLAV, Michelle McCormick, she is staying at home. Gates is back in the studio, but the word on the street is that it won't be long until they are both doing it from their house, and that is a good move. That is a really good move. You should. Hang on. Are you like me? Anytime you start coughing, you're like, uh-oh, this is it. This is the big one. I've been doing that nonstop. Every time I start to cough or I sneeze, I'm like, oh, my God, I did it. Still fine. Stay at home. What I'm discovering is what a lot of people do in the neighborhood around here, and what I was talking with a couple of people yesterday on the phone. They're having bonfires when they can. Everybody's freaking roasting marshmallows. I know we did it yesterday. The last 2 nights, we've started a fire. You get your little metal thing that you set out there, and you put your logs in, and I'm an expert at starting a fire. I mean, the old Grayling Stomping Grounds has allowed me to expertly be able to do that. It's not like this is a huge skill. I don't know why I'm trumpeting it like it's something fantastic. I think it would be fantastic if I could start it with, like, flint. I should try that. Can I start a fire with, like, flint and rock? Or maybe, like, rubbing a couple of sticks together? Has anybody listening ever started a fire by rubbing sticks together? That'd be amazing. So, yeah, we're having a bonfire, and now I have a surplus of wood in this yard. Some time ago, king of the push-ups, push-up king Dean, sometimes known as Boring Dean, showed up at the house and brought down a tree that was rotted out. Thank you. And I still have the wood from it. So, all right, I grabbed my log-splitting axe, chopped it up, had a ton of small sticks, and before you know it, we've got a freaking fire. Now, that's a fire. Walking around in the backyard, and I notice there's a bundle of pine trees in the middle of the yard, and they're old. I'm guessing 30, 40 years old, maybe older. And I think that they've kind of passed their prime. They should probably come down. Well, just this past year, we had a couple of really windy days, and I don't go in the backyard that much. Well, I take it back. I mow it, but I guess that I never really looked. One of these big-ass pine trees is uprooted to some degree, and there's it's leaning one way, and it started to just come out of the ground, and the root ball is pushing up, so there's a big hump where it wants to go, but it's still upright, but it's a pretty prominent angle, and so I look at it, I go, well, all right, this thing's got to come down. Now, the extent of my knowledge when it comes to bringing down trees is minimal. I have very little. Actually, I know how to do it, but my experience is next to none. When I'm up north, when I'm using the chainsaw with the appropriate gear that Dean, Push-Up King Dean, told me to buy, I am only sawing logs that are on the ground. And if you recall the story about the time when I thought that I had, like, tightened the chain or something like that. It turns out I didn't do it appropriately. And while using the saw, the chain and the bar flew off of it, It's amazing that the chain didn't hit me in the jugular and kill me. I found all the parts laid in the leaves, put it all back together, and then it happened again. So you're not dealing with an expert by any means. But I have been on a winning streak and haven't gotten hurt, nor has anything malfunctioned like that since then. So I have a false sense of security that I have the ability to bring this tree down. And right now, Push-Up King Dean is going, oh, yeah, it's going to happen. Yes, yes, please get a video camera. Okay, I can do that. I can get you a video camera. I can get, and my first thought was call Dean. He'll do it. Call Dean. He'll do it. Stay away. Do not come over my house, Push-Up King. Stay away. Dean has a thing called a come-along, which sounds dirty, but it's not. And it's like a chain and a big strap apparatus that can pull the tree any way you want. Now, I have limited areas where I can drop this tree. The one in particular happens to be the way it's leaning, all right? So now I do understand how to do it. I just haven't had a lot of practice. So it's either going to hit a fence, the house, or land safely in the direction that it's already leaning. You got to be a real idiot and really screw this up bad if you can manage to make the tree fall in a direction that it's not already leaning, okay? Safety. I mean, it's already got gravity behind it or pulling it down. So there's a certain type of maneuver you do with the saw. I'll spare you the boring details. But Dean actually taught me how to do it. Now, Dean is so absurdly strong. It's like he's holding a pencil when he's got this chainsaw. And just go around the back end, boom, tree drops. I'm going to attempt it. I don't know when. Probably soon, because it's just begging me to like bring it down. Just so you know, that is going to happen. So it's either going to be destroyed house, destroyed fence, emergency crews on the scene, dead dog, person with a skull fracture, or safely landing the tree. The last one is probably the least possible. All right. Did not burn down the neighborhood. Good to go. 24 hours ago, I talked to you at length about how I got into that argument with my neighbor and told him I was going to whip his ass. He walked away. I somehow feel like he gave me a break. He could very easily have whipped my ass, no doubt. But I can't let it go. And you're going to think, Zane, you're an idiot. I know. I know I am. But this is what's going on in my brain. I was pissed off all day about that. And I don't know. I can't leave it alone. I just want to rub his face in it. You know, it's kind of like my makeup. I felt it was so inappropriate and wrong that what I did yesterday was okay. Diana and I go for a walk again. Beautiful day, warm. Take one step out, I realize I'm overdressed. Shed my clothes. Off we go. I did do some reconnaissance before I actually get into the story. Talk to some other neighbors who are key people who have interacted with this kook. And they go, oh, yeah, jackass. Everybody hates him. He's an asshole. We've had numerous run-ins with him. It's like story after story. Dickhead, cock, asshole. Everybody hates this guy. So I'm like, oh, good. All right. So he's been terrorizing people from day one. If anybody even looks at his property, okay, that's the problem. He doesn't want anyone on his property, which I can respect that. But, you know, a lot of the property that he's saying he doesn't want you on isn't even his. And then the old accusatory thing when he was like, when he standoffishly stormed up to Diana and got in her face and said, you clean it up after that dog. just barking at her instead of just like approaching in an appropriate manner, which would have gotten him a terrific response of, oh, yeah, man, it's cool. Yeah, we always clean up after our dogs. Instead, he's an asshole, so fuck this guy. So we're walking yesterday, and he's in the front yard. And Diana sees him. She's not sure if I see him or not, but I see him. And she turns and looks at me, and she sees this look in my eye like, oh, man. And she goes, Eric, no. Don't say anything. Don't antagonize him. I go, no, I'm gonna. No, seriously, don't. Eric, seriously. Just seriously, don't do that. Just let it go. I go, no, I'm not. I am not going to let it go. I need to let this guy know that I think he's an asshole again. And I'm not one bit intimidated by him. And I don't give a shit what happens. I'm going to let him know that he's an asshole in some way, shape, or form. So she goes, seriously, don't. I'm going to be so mad at you. I know you are. I know you are. But this has to be done. This is a man thing. This is a stupid guy thing, and it has to be. It's kind of like, you know, what's that Harley Davidson thing? If I have to explain, you wouldn't understand. Isn't that a thing? Hey, why do you like motorcycles? Well, if I have to explain, you wouldn't understand. She's not going to understand what's going on here. But I can feel the anxiety welling up in me, and I want to lash out at this asshole as he's working in his front yard. So I'm getting a little closer. I'm probably 150 feet away. I'm not going to. At first, I wanted to walk right by his house, and Dana goes, no, we're not doing that. I'm not doing that. Come on, man. Let the dogs crap on his lawn. That's what I want to do. But I'm not going to do that. So then I see him. And then his back is to me. I don't think he knows I'm there, but he knows I'm there when I yell out, hey, Grumpy! How you doing, big guy? And I hear, Eric, stop. Dude turns and looks at me. Without missing a beat. He goes, oh, just fine, man. How are you? I go, never better, man. Never better. Dripping with animosity. And that was it. Nothing else needed to be said. Diana is just crawling out of her skin. She's so uncomfortable. I'm like, it's cool. Don't worry. So we're walking home, and my neighbor is out, my next-door neighbor, who is in on this story. She hates this guy, too. I go, are you going to tell her what I said? She goes, no, because she's going to think you're an idiot. I go, I don't know about that. And she goes, no, the fact that you're antagonizing him is ridiculous and wrong. And I'm like, I don't think it is. Everybody hates this douchebag. And anything I can do to upset him is a good thing, in my opinion. I don't know if he got upset, but I feel good. So my neighbor walks down. She goes, what? She goes, did you see him? Now, Diana just finished saying, I'm not going to tell her what happened. And I don't say anything when our neighbor lady says, did you see him? Diana goes, yeah, you won't believe what Eric said. So I'm like, wait a minute. What? You just said that. Wait. You just told me, and she's like trumpeting. Eric called him Grumpy and screamed at him, hey, how you doing, Grumpy? And my neighbor laughed, and she goes, oh, well, that's awesome. So, all right, I guess that's it. I actually don't want to antagonize him anymore. That's all I needed to do. I don't want to amp it up any further. I don't want to push my luck. I don't want there to be craziness in the neighborhood any more than there is with this guy. But I think that's it. I'll probably never speak to him again. All right. My God, wait until you hear. Did you hear we're all getting money? We're all getting paid. They passed that massive bill that's going to send us all money. You might be like, wait, how much money am I getting? You're getting money. Every single one of you listening is being given a big chunk of change to hopefully push us through to the other side while we wait for this shit to settle in. I'll get to that coming up in just a bit. I found out yesterday that Bennett Flooring Installation still in business. They were able to get something done to make themselves essential. They are essential. So that is happening at Bennett Flooring Installation. As the dust settles, I want you to think about them. 616-316-0167. I just cannot read my own writing. It's all blurry. That might even be wrong. Damn it. Part of it is because I write in pencil, and then I'll scribble shit out. 616-318-0167. 616-318-0167. You'd think I'd have that memorized by now. Bennett Flooring Installation. Think about them if you're looking for a floor installation. I know that is the case at my house because I am slowly working through that process in my house. And I talked to Jacob yesterday, and I'm like, look, man, I'm doing okay now, but be on the ready to get here when the time is right. They write this, too, from Bennett Flooring Installation. Dear customers, unfortunately, with the government shutting down business such as flooring storage, we have to put the installation of your flooring on hold until further notice. So that's contradictory to what I said, but it says, with the stores shut down, we are unable to pick up flooring. We will be in constant contact with stores and will notify you as soon as we can get access to products. Terribly sorry for any inconveniences may cause you and your family. But I thought he told me something yesterday, something about restoration. I don't know. I should get this all taken care of before I start the podcast. I will, though. Sorry. Kent County Health Department is still in business, 616-632-7200, but a skeleton crew for people that need to get access to the WIC program, especially important to keep people fed during these trying times, 616-632-7200. There is also a link at ericzaneshow.com where you can get all of your questions answered about the WIC program. Or just call them 616-632-7200. All right, so I'll get to that story about how much money you're going to make getting from the government. But right now, I've been talking about the Eric Zane Show podcast, Small Business Shout-Out.
Hello.
Leanne, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Never better. I think it was was it your husband or a family member who reached out to us about your business?
Yep, I think it was my husband, Warren.
Warren. How is Warren today?
Oh, he's good. He's really good. We're all doing well.
All right. Now, I haven't yet revealed the business. I love the name of it. Can you tell everyone the name of your business?
Sure. Our business is called Knit and Spin.
What is Knit and Spin?
Knit and Spin is a business that offers yarn and tools to do knitting, crocheting, weaving, spinning. We offer all those fiber art items.
Okay. Now, around the house here, Madison has been knitting, and my daughter Jacqueline has been doing embroidery. Are these two things that involve you?
The knitting does.
Okay.
We don't currently have embroidery items, but the knitting we do.
Okay, so if people want to knit, they get it from you, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Where are you located, Leanne?
We are located on Water Street in Montague. It's just outside of the downtown area.
Montague,
in the
Michigan.
Winberg Development Building.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Can they call you or they go to the website? How does it work?
The best place to reach us right now is through our Facebook page or website. knitandspin.biz is our website. Our Facebook is Knit and Spin.
Awesome. Okay. All right. So as this has unfolded, you guys, have you had to shut down completely as the virus has spread and you're just waiting it out? Is that how it's going in your world right now?
Yes, we're temporarily closed, just waiting out the time for the virus to clear and for us to be able to get together, because we not only offer supplies, but we offer an area where groups can come and sit, knit together,
Oh,
crochet,
yeah, but
weave,
that's a
spin,
party. That is a party, isn't it?
all day, every day when we're open. It's just constant. Yes.
All
That's
right.
the best part, and that's the part I think, besides sales, that's the part we miss the most, is to be able to connect with each other on a very regular basis.
There's a kind of like a stereotype of people who knit being like old fuddy-duddies. Is that true or not true?
It's not true. It's not true.
Well, yeah, I
Young
mean, I knew that. I just wanted to hear you say it.
No, it's not true. And that's actually been the best part, is discovering how many people enjoy knitting. And I'll just tell you this, my husband knits, and he also rides a Harley. So
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Well, I tell you what. Tell Warren thanks for listening. And I'm guessing that you just found out about us, or do you listen too?
I have listened. I've heard some of your programs there. So.
Oh yeah, you probably heard a lot of swear words, and I'm sorry for that. It's kind of I'm kind of an idiot, Leanne.
No, well, I'll be honest with you. In knitting and crocheting and some of those fiber arts, there's a little bit of swearing that goes on too. Just don't let that get out.
All right, very good, Leanne. I appreciate you, and I wish you luck. Okay.
Thank you very much. I
All right.
appreciate you taking
All
the
right.
time to.
I absolutely. I'm going to link you guys up in the show notes, and I'll direct everybody to all the usual spots that you need them to go to. All right, and I wish you luck and stay safe. All right.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
God bless, Leanne. Thank you. That is Leanne Overbeek. She runs Knit and Spin Yarn Shop. Just another example of the Eric Zane Show podcast, Small Business Salute. If you want to get in on it for a small business that needs some assistance, go to my Facebook right at the top. It's the easiest way because it kind of puts them all in one spot. Then I can just knock them off one after the other at my Facebook page. Or if you want to email it in, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I might have said that Strider's was going to be on today, but that's going to be tomorrow. I'll talk with Jeff over at Strider's in downtown Granville. All these places just shut down, man. Shut down. You drive around the community, and it's just eerie how everything is kind of on hold. It will come back. And one of the things that's happening right now is the government has passed last night with a unanimous vote. I think it was like 96-0 or something like that. I forget how many senators voted on the damn thing. To make it so that everybody listening to this podcast, more than likely, will be getting a fistful of dollars. This stimulus package has a few details to it. Let me go through it with you, because what the idea is, you're going to get this a big wad of money sent to you, and then in hopes that you can stretch that out until we all get back on our feet as we wait for the pandemic to kind of settle down. And I don't know if that is the case, but here's the ins and outs of it. According to this article, what I'm gathering is if you are an individual and you make like somewhere around $99,000 or less, you will see $1,200. Okay? People who file their taxes as individual are eligible for payments up to $1,200, but that decreases for people who earn an adjusted gross income. I'm already wrong. Adjusted gross income of more than $75,000 a year. The bill says that the payment is reduced by 5% of every dollar above that mark, or $50 for every $1,000 above $75,000. What that ultimately means is that for people who make more than $75,000, the payment is less the higher their earnings are, with it being reduced to zero for those who make $99,000 or more. So if you're an individual and you fall into that framework, now you know. People who file jointly, husband and wife, you're eligible for a payment up to $2,400 plus an additional $500 per child. That amount decreases for couples whose adjusted gross income is more than $150,000 in a year, at the same rate of 5% of every dollar above that mark. This translates to less money the more people make, again, with it being reduced to zero for joint filers without children who earn $198,000 or more. People who file as heads of household are eligible for payments up to $1,200, but that amount is increased by $500 per child. That amount is reduced for people who earn an adjusted gross income of more than $112,000 a year. The extent to which it is decreased, of course, depends on how many children they have, as illustrated by the chart above. I will link this up in show notes, and it will be on In the News if you want more information about it. Payments. When do you get paid? According to the bill, they will be made as rapidly as possible. Now, I've heard as recent as a few weeks. Like in the month of April, you would get paid. And absolutely no later than December 31st, 2020. So if you're the guy getting paid on New Year's Eve of this year, fuck, that's a pain in the ass. I hope they don't go alphabetically, because that would put me in that area. They will be made via direct deposit to an account that the person has authorized for tax funds or federal payments on or after January 1st, 2018. By the way, they're going to look at you. If you filed your 2019 taxes already, that's what they're going to look at. They're going to look at that number. If you have not yet filed your 2019 taxes, obviously, they will go to year 2018. And if you're the type of person like I am, who you just have your electronic, do it electronically, and they just put the money into your bank like they did for us, money's just going to show up one day. You're just going to be like, where the fuck did all this money come from? Oh, shit, the government gave you that money. Notice will be sent to the person's last known address within 15 days of payment, informing them of the method and amount of payment. A phone number will also be provided so people can call the IRS in the event that they did not receive it. 90% of the population in the United States is going to get some degree of this money, some level, based on what I told you. There was one more thing. There is also a forgiveness loan for small business or something like that. Some huge amount of money is going to be doled out in some type of really low interest or no interest or something like that. I don't have the details on that in front of me. Loan for small business. So you're going to have to do your diligence, small business owners, sponsors of this show, to be able to apply for that and follow the necessary steps, do your homework, take this extra time to make sure all your paperwork is done appropriately, and file that shit and get your money so that you're not left twisted in the wind. There you go. Hopefully you will be pushed out to the other side as we tried to eliminate all of the unemployment going forward. But, to me, this is all secondary in nature, because I've really focused on the idea that if I am not healthy, I have zero chance, if I die, of stimulating my own personal economy here in this home. That's why I want to remind you all that the number one goal in mind is to not get sick. Stay at home as much as you freaking can. Don't get near anyone. Don't get in a fight with the neighbor. Somebody said, yeah, man. Zane, you should have walked up to him and said, hey, man, I'm going to kick your ass as soon as this blows over. So, all right, that is still the most important thing. Yesterday's numbers, the U.S. had less deaths than in previous days. I thought we were going to have less infections, but there was a push late. And we had over 11,000 infections in the U.S. Pretty big number. New York is still getting hammered. Italy has an unbelievable death rate. Their percentage of people dying is over 10%. In Italy. Not so in the U.S. But I part of that might be because of the overwhelming nature of the illness in a country like Italy. And if the U.S. gets to that point where those hospital beds, like I said, have been just overtaken by the ill and the ventilators. We don't have the ventilators. You will see that number spike to an elaborate number, and you just don't want that. So I am absolutely concerned, cautious, and scared about the whole thing. And I think it's all warranted. And if you are too, understand, yes, it's absolutely fair to feel that way. But at this point in time, the only thing we can do, and I kind of look at this as this is my job, to not infect anyone if I happen to get sick, to stay healthy. That is the one thing that we can absolutely control to some degree. Be diligent, not touching your face. Be diligent in staying clean. Be diligent in keeping the borders of your house safe and not getting sick and infecting others. That's my pep talk for the day for you. So we're all getting some freaking cash. The next thing I want to talk is a lot of the next group of stories. There's two of them. One is someone who's just not getting it, just not getting the message. His name is Dana White. You know who Dana White is. He's the entrepreneur behind UFC. He is a stupid asshole. So you'll hear about him, and you'll also hear about somebody who you're not really sure who this person is. It's Brady Sluder. Brady Sluder used to not get it, and now Brady Sluder gets it. Brady Sluder is the guy who you heard on the video with all the kids from Miami saying, we don't care about coronavirus. We're here to have a good time. I've got an update on him. That comes up in just a bit. Thanks again to Mario Flores and the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. There's their sign right behind me. It sounds terrible, but for some of you folks, I understand that, you're like, oh, boy, this is a real screw job here. We can't work and we need money. Absolutely consider the fact that you might have to dip into your house. Don't feel bad about that. Don't fret about that. The world does that. That's what that beautiful piece of property and that awesome structure that you have is there for. It's constantly gone up in value. Hell, if you were to sell it right now, you're probably sitting on a ton of cash, but you can't do that. So go ahead and sell it to yourself, all right? And take the profit and live off it while we wait, okay? You can always adjust anything later on down the road, and I've got a guy that can make this happen for you, and he's already done it for several of our listeners. Mario Flores and his Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. Call him at 231-332-6505. He got Bleeding Heart Brian into a refi and did an awesome job for him. 231-332-6505. Or if you're like, as soon as this thing ends, man, we're getting a new house. You got to get the mortgage ahead of time. Call on Mario. Thank you to him for sponsoring this show. He's an ass kicker, and he's got a great crew working for him. Also, we were talking about flooring earlier on the show. When the stores open up, and they will, they've been in business for for about 70 years, and they've seen it all at Johnson's Carpet One. For God's sake, they've seen wartime. We will get through this, and they will open their doors again, and you get your flooring from Johnson's Carpet One in Granville, Michigan, right on beautiful Chicago Drive, right through downtown Granville, across the street from Strider's. They've been there forever. Go in after the dust is settled and talk to the experts there at Johnson's Carpet One in Granville, Michigan. They're online at johnsoncarpet1granville.com, or you can get to the website by going to mine at ericzaneshow.com. I'm going to head over there when it comes to getting the flooring for that room that I'm working on. And it needs to match up with the existing flooring that I have, so I'm going to take an extra surplus piece that I have still and say, hey, I need whatever you got to match this. And then they're going to send me over to Kent Hinterman over into the surplus portion of Johnson's. What the hell do you guys call that? Overstock, surplus, outlet, something. I don't know. They got that location too. And then Kent's going to sell me some flooring. Thank you to Johnson's Carpet One. All right, UFC's Dana White is, God, the rest of the stories I have are pretty much idiots. Damn it, this is so dumb. Here you got a guy who's smart enough business acumen and brains to create this juggernaut sports entity that is UFC. Started it from nothing and has enough brains to make it to be as big as whatever other fighting sports there are, and in some cases makes more money than anything else on TV. It's a brand that is unbelievably powerful. So how is it that someone who runs something as intricate as that, with many, many moving parts, can be so hideously stupid when it comes to dealing with coronavirus COVID-19? I think that the first thing that you want to think about that is if you are sick or dead, not only all the people who depend on you screwed, but you could very well make others sick and kill them. Those two they run neck and neck. It's all about the other person when it comes to COVID-19 because of the high degree of infection, the length of time you can have no symptoms and be spreading it. And it's enormously contagious. You touch something, you touch your face, you got it. You got it. He got it. So, these people have exposed themselves over time. Being perfectly honest here, I did not think that this was even anything to worry about when it was overseas. Now that it's here, as you know, I've changed my tomb. My tomb is a thing you don't want to say when describing coronavirus. Tomb. Oh, my God. Please don't let that be another Eric Zane prediction that I'm going to be in a tomb. If it does, Pellerito, you got a good one. Another Eric Zane predict the future with a misspeak. Damn it. Dana White is criticizing people who are laying low. He's saying you need to go out and tackle coronavirus head on. Like a fucking UFC fight. This guy, what an asshole. Everybody's staying at home. Everybody's doing their best to slow the spread of this disease and save lives, but not Dana White. He was talking to Yahoo Sports columnist Kevin Iole this week. He said, yeah, I am following the government recommendations. However, he says this is all over the top and questioned how long it's going to last. Well, if that's how you feel, if you're being a tough guy, go out in the street. Do whatever you want. How long are we really going to stay in our houses and hide? He said. If the coronavirus is what's going to get me, then so be it. I mean, it is what it is. I hate it when people say it is what it is. No, it doesn't have to be what it is. Okay? It doesn't have to be that way. He's equating coronavirus to these things, which is just so stupid. Heart disease, car accidents, cancer. The list goes on and on of all these things that can kill people every year. One thing is guaranteed. We're all going to die of something. You can't be somebody who's going to hide in your house. Again, what pisses me off the most about this is the blatant inability to look beyond his own self. The fact that you can make many, many people ill by having that attitude. He continued to rant against the guidelines, saying, since when do Americans run and hide in their friggin' houses instead of taking this thing head on and finding solutions? Yeah, like we can punch coronavirus, you idiot. You find solutions in how we continue to live our lives. Protect the people who need to be protected. Well, you're talking out of both sides of your mouth, stupid. If you could understand how you are, in fact, spreading the disease, and that's not protecting anybody, and you might not even know it. He says, I don't think I'm a high-risk guy for this thing. What? How in the world would you possibly know? Maybe I'm wrong. You are. And if I'm wrong, then the corona is going to get me. All right, it is what it is. There's nothing you can do. That is so not true. There is absolutely something you can do. It just doesn't involve your way of doing it. Why don't you just change your way of thinking and understand that attacking the virus is by staying in. You have limited the amount of space it can occupy. Though at this point, I kind of want it to happen to you and then put him on an island. Hey, guy, put this guy on an island. Iol, the reporter, did push back on Dana White and said, Danis, damn it. God, what is my problem? Danis. It's like I wanted to say penis. Dana, you are not a coronavirus expert, nor am I. I just would say listen to the doctors. But White persisted because he's a stupid, cement-headed asshole, drawing a misguided comparison to cancer, which, of course, is not contagious the way coronavirus is. That's how stupid Dana White is. Whether you're a coronavirus expert or not, it's like hiding from cancer, White said. You can't hide from this thing. Yes, you can. Iol replied, but Dana, I can't get cancer from shaking your hand. I'm so glad this reporter did this to him, but this guy's so dumb, he just doesn't get it. Whether or not White cares about getting sick himself, the stay-at-home guidelines, the CBS News article reports, are needed to help protect others in the community, especially the elderly and people with underlying health conditions and the healthcare workers on the front lines. He's not even thinking about the fact that, all of those people that are dealing with coronavirus and COVID-19 patients are dealing with them firsthand in a hospital setting. They could be getting sick themselves, overrunning the hospital so that other people sick with other illnesses would not be taken care of. I mean, seriously, this whole thing that this very influential cocksucker is saying is ridiculous. Doctors and nurses across the U.S. have joined in a viral campaign encouraging people to stay at home, sharing messages that say, "We stay here for you. Please stay home for us," said the employees, nurses, doctors at New York Presbyterian Hospital. This one got me. It's a little boy holding up a sign. And it says, "My mom is a doctor. She stays away from me to help you. Can you please stay at home to help her?" Oh, my God. I'll link all this shit up so you can look at it. But White is such a dick. Dr. Anthony Fauci, actually I don't want to get into that because it kind of gets into more of the details of the other dire details of it and kind of goes down a rabbit hole. I just wanted you to hear about Dana White and how stupid that guy is. How bad is it if you're Dana White and you've taken the mantle for stupidity from Spring Break Bro, who was doing his thing there, spring break, having a great time, and then all the other people were like, yeah, spring break. We don't take the virus serious.
Get drunk before everything closes.
If you remember, the one dude said, if I get corona, I get corona. His name is Brady Sluter. This is his actual quote. If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, actually, I got it right here. Here you go. Brady Sluter.
I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. We've been waiting for Miami spring break for a while. About 2 months we've had this trip planned. 2-3 months. So we're just out here having a good time. Whatever happens, happens.
Like, it's really messing up with my spring break.
In fact, let's listen to all these other morons.
What is there to do here other than go to the bars or the beach, and they're closing all of it? It's really messing up. I think they're blowing it way out of proportion. I think it's doing way too much.
Doing us bad. We need a refund. This virus ain't that serious. It's serious. It's more serious things out there like hunger and poverty, and we need to address that.
Yeah, I mean, we planned this a long time ago, and it was kind of up in the air if we still go, but like we're here. I just turned 21 this year, so I'm here to party, so it's kind of disappointing, but we're just making the most of it. We met these other people in our little Airbnb spot, so we're just hanging out with them and trying to get drunk before everything closes.
I mean, it sucks, but we're going to make the best of it. We're enjoying ourselves. It sucks, and I'm from New Orleans, so this really sucks. However, we're going to enjoy ourselves. We having day parties all day. It's my birthday, St. Patrick's Day.
We're just trying to roll with the boy. We're just living for the moment. We're just going to do what happens when it happens. When stuff closes, we're going to do it when it closes, but Besides that, we're just trying to have the best chip we can.
You're full of shit.
All right. These guys are changing their tunes now. Brady Sluter was the king of that because he was the first one to talk. Well, the shit hit the fan for Brady Sluter. He has completely apologized and changed his tune. He's a high school graduate and a SoundCloud rapper from Milford, Ohio. Described as the face of young people not taking the pandemic seriously after that clip dropped. The video came amid backlash against Florida beachgoers who continue to pack the beaches. On Monday, Sluter posted a public apology on his Instagram account. Sluter apologized for what he said in the video, saying, "I was not aware of the severity of my actions and comments." All right, maybe. Like many others, I have elderly people who I adore more than anything in the world, and other family members who are at risk, and I understand how concerning this disease is for us all. Our generation may feel invincible like I did when I made that comment, but we have a responsibility to listen and follow the recommendations in our community. Though young, healthy people have a somewhat lower risk of developing serious complications, many 20 and 30-somethings have been hospitalized or even died from it. That's really the big takeaway here. It's I was talking with somebody from the health department locally yesterday about, there's a 20-year-old not far from here on a ventilator right now. Yeah, tube down the throat. He's being kept alive by the ventilator in hopes he'll turn around. Young people who don't socially distance themselves pose perhaps the greatest risk to the public, as Brady did. Sluter urged people to, quote, listen to your communities and do as health officials say. How'd you like to be Dana White, knowing that that Brady Sluter, the kid who just finished high school and was the face of saying "fuck you, coronavirus," is in a better spot in his brain than you are? Life is precious, he said. Don't be arrogant and think you're invincible like myself. All right, that's it. I would say that's good to go. Nobody hates you anymore. That was a stupid thing to say, but you owned it. Being processed. He won't do it again. And everybody's on the same page. I like that Brady Sluter did that. Everybody deserves a pass, You get a second shot at this shit. All right, I got more assholes in the news. We're kind of on a roll. In fact, the story... Okay, you had Dana White's an idiot. You had Brady, all right, a little bit of hope for humanity. But no, we're going to go to the finish line with some ridiculous stories of so many assholes in the news concerning this whole virus. But while I continue, I have to throw a shout-out to my friends at A&D Cleaning. Thank you. Despite these trying times, just signed up for another 3 months of advertising on the Eric Zane Show podcast. You keep me working. Thank you so much to Denny and Amy, or Amy and Denny, A&D. Get it? A&D Cleaning. If you're thinking about, as I always say, the dust settles, at some point you're going to get back to normal life. You got to hire somebody to clean your home. That would be a great, great gift. Think about Amy Porter. 616-550-3644. Thank you again to the Porters for sponsoring the show. 616-550-3644 for A&D Cleaning in West Michigan. She wants to clean your home. You can sign up for a weekly. You can sign up for a one-time deal. Impress the wife, guys. Get the home clean by having Amy do it at A&D Cleaning. You can order pizza from Franco's, 616-361-7307. I think they're open. I should have checked all these things before I started the podcast, Yeah, go ahead and call these guys for pizza. Oh, wait a minute. I got to check to see if they're open. Looks good to me. Call Franco 616-361-7307. Get a pizza from Franco's. And as always, your Area Fit Body Boot Camp, when they get back in business, think they're doing like virtual classes right now. Fitbodybootcamp.com. Thank you to them. Okay, this asshole walking through a Walmart in where in the world? Is this Florida? South Carolina? North Carolina. 31-year-old guy named Justin Rhodes in North Carolina. The town is Albemarle. I can't even say it. Albemarle, North Carolina. Is seen holding like selfie style walking through Walmart. And he's walking through Walmart talking about he is infected and he doesn't care about who he infects. He's like Dana White on steroids. And he sounds like an asshole. He looks like an asshole. Stereotypical, just a complete putz. And he's talking shit about how he doesn't care about how he's infecting people. This came back to bite him in the ass. The sound is a little bit janky on it, but listen to this. This is dude walking through the Walmart talking about how he's going to infect people.
Tested positive for coronavirus. Definitely was asked to self-quarantine for 14 days. 14 to 21 days. I'm asymptomatic. My throat's a little itchy. But other than that, I'm not coughing. I feel great. They say it's highly contagious and not even in public. Obviously, I'm in Walmart's because I got to eat too. So y'all just got to deal with it. If I got it, y'all gonna get it too. Fuck all y'all. That's how.
Yeah, if I got it, y'all gonna get it too. Fuck all y'all is his attitude.
Tested positive. That's how I feel about it. Hey, look. So I've been to a local diner this morning. I'm in Walmart now.
Went to a diner, went to Walmart.
I'm going to go check out Sam's Club in Concord. I've been to Tractor Supply to get dog food. I am positive for COVID-19. And it's not going to stop me from living my everyday life. I'm asymptomatic.
I'm surprised he uses the word asymptomatic. I don't know how he knows that one.
So, if you old, if you sick, if you immunocompromised, I suggest you stay home. This is not for the old. It's not for the weak. You ain't got to like it. It is what it is, though.
All right. So now I love that these assholes are coming out of the woodwork. And the good news here, he was not infected. And his tough guy face in his selfie video has been replaced by a I look scared as shit look in his mugshot because he was arrested for pretending to have the coronavirus. You can't do this. And social media and people who put out content, this is bringing the morons out, and they're doing dumb things, and they're getting themselves in trouble. This is so great. So let's see, and I'll link this up. It was deleted from Facebook, but lives on in YouTube, where it has been viewed more than 4 million times. After numerous people reported the video to the local cops, they began to look into it. The police brought the case to the local health department, which confirmed that no one in that county has tested positive for the coronavirus. On March 20th, detectives tracked the guy down, and he was arrested and charged with felony perpetrating a hoax in a public building and disorderly conduct. I think that's like yelling fire in a crowded room. He's fucked. His first court appearance is coming up March 30th. Everybody cheered his arrest on the Facebook page. Y'all, I've never seen our community come together so much over one post. Why would you do this, though? What is the goal in mind here? Lie that you have it. Lie that you're infecting people. And in hope for what? I don't understand it, because there's not like anything, any way you can benefit from this. It's just like, I'm just going to go out and get arrested and act like an asshole, and it's not even going to benefit me in any way. I don't understand the stupidity here. Sometimes I just can't figure out what people are doing and for what reason, you know? I mean, what benefit does it do them? Dummy posted an apology. He shared it with BuzzFeed. He said he hadn't been taking the virus seriously and has since been doing research and has realized the error of his ways. That sounds like a man who's scared shitless because he's in trouble. The post is long. I don't care about reading it. He told BuzzFeed News that his family, including his kids, have been getting hate messages, and he said he wanted them to stop. Well, it's your fault, you idiot. Although people are mad and outraged, two wrongs don't make a right. He said, well, you should have thought about that. The fact that you would do something like this and you even have loved ones, young kids like that, your kids should be taken away from you, and you should serve some time. Some of the comments, this one really is we are really seeing the best of humanity and the absolute freaking worst of humanity right now. Agreed. So that idiot's in trouble. Let's see. Pretty sure I have another stupid person. Bear with me. Thought I had it ready to go, but I don't. Man. Great state of New Jersey has this guy living in it. It's a dude named George Falcone. Falcone or Falcone? I'm going to say Falcone. It sounds more Jersey-like. Well, this dude walked into the Wegmans near in the area of Manalapan, New Jersey. I know it well. And, he was shopping, and he didn't like the fact that the person who was stocking the shelves was, like, doing what they were doing. And he was... They were taking their time putting the food on the shelves, as they're entitled to do a good job, and he wanted to get at the food. So he kind of just like muscles his way in while the person is stocking the shelf. And the person said, "I'm sorry, sir. Can you move away from me? We're trying to practice social distancing as much as possible to keep everybody safe." What does he do? Well, the idiot coughed on the worker and said, "I have coronavirus." There you go. This is not the first time we've heard of this story. People have been doing this. I've got numerous stories like this. Too many to have them all in one show, in fact. I think I have to spread them out onto the Patreon. Well, this guy's in deep shit, man. He's arrested and charged with terrorist in a terrorist threat. This is the first guy. The Attorney General is not screwing around in New Jersey. Falcone has been arrested for making a terrorist threat. 50-year-old man. He's charged with harassment, obstructing administration of law or other government function, and terrorist threats in the third degree, said the Attorney General for the state of New Jersey. Yeah, you see, you don't want to screw with the people that are have the very important job of making sure we have food to eat. First of all, you should never treat anybody like this. You should never disrespect them in any way, shape, or form. But this is serious. And the people that work in the stores, they're like king shit right now. They have a big, giant dick they're swinging around, and nobody wants finally, the kid who stocks the shelves is not shit on anymore. He's like as important as the physicians these days. Well, Falcone, according to the statement, he was in the Wegmans, and just as I said, the employee concerned that he was standing too close to her. I thought it was a dude. It's a girl. And the food on display said, "Hey, look." He then moved closer, leaned in, coughed, laughed, and claimed he was infected. Falcone also told two other Wegmans workers, "Yeah, you're lucky to have a job." He refused to provide identification or cooperate when a Manalapan Township Department officer approached him at the store and only identified himself after 40 minutes. The Attorney General said. Falcone was subsequently allowed to leave and was charged Tuesday following an investigation. When asked if there expected to be more terrorist threat charges for those who threaten to spread the coronavirus, the Attorney General's spokesperson directed BuzzFeed to the Attorney General's remarks. And apparently that is the thing. What did I say? George Falcone? Manalapan, New Jersey. Let's see if we can track old George down. Give me a second. I'll have the staff do this. This will be a quick turnaround if I'm able to do it. George Falcone, Manalapan, New Jersey. Lives in Freehold. Do I have a phone? Loading, maybe. This would be fun, wouldn't it? Oh, come on now. I got a phone number. I have 3 phone numbers. Oh, we got to try this at least one time, right? 1732. You don't have access to this at home. I actually pay for this. Come on, start ringing. I have his home address. That's not going to work. All right, now I got to run out the ground ball. Can you imagine if we can get this guy on? 32673. Shit. 2 dead numbers. One more try. What good is this thing if the numbers are going to give me suck shit every time? Yep. Well, that was a big waste of time. Pardon me. Serves me right for trying to do it live. We'll do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. All right. People are trying to sell coronavirus cures. True story. What's the dumb shit's name who does the fucking God damn it. He's hyper and crazy. InfoWars, isn't that it? And somebody help me with his name. Send me an email. Eric@ericzaneshow.com. George Norrie? No, that's Art Bell shit. Alex Jones, that's a dude. That crazy bastard's trying to sell shit, and they said, yeah, you can't do that. Well, there's another dude now, and he is in the crosshairs, and he's even saying that he's got Magic Johnson supporting him. This idiot. Thank you to Bleeding Heart Brian for sending that one along. Get to that in just a second. This podcast is made possible by great local businesses. BK Guns and Stuff. As we hope and pray that society will not break down, it's always good to have appropriate armaments in the unlikely event that something happens. So, if your shotgun's on the fritz or your rifle sucks shit, you got to get it repaired. BK Guns and Stuff. In Saranac, Michigan, 616-902-2447. A husband and wife gunsmith power couple, Benjamin and Kyle, 616-902-2447. BK Guns and Stuff. Clean, refurbish, customize, whatever you need done. Firearms transfers, BK Guns and Stuff. All these businesses are on my website, by the way. And then, of course, retired U.S. Army Major Steve Prince is going to teach you how to shoot a gun after this settles down. I bet you're glad you took the gun class and you can carry your pistol around. You know what? Mine's in a holster, but I got it right here. This is my pistola. I don't have it in my pants right now because I just didn't want to put it in there, but it's always by me. Always either on me or, in this case, on the floor, but very rarely is that it. Steve would hate that I did that. Get your pistol license from Steve Prince, 616, not your pistol license. Get your appropriate training to get your pistol license from Prince, 616-204-1705. Thank you, Steve Prince. The FBI looked into this dumb son of a bitch and arrested him. He was peddling a cure for coronavirus. FBI agents nailed this guy, Southern California man, who claimed he had the cure. And he used Magic Johnson's name to try to snare investors. Now, let me just say, if there's even one person that fell for this shit, you got to be a real fucking moron. What type of idiot doesn't? If you're a person with money, you're probably, I mean, unless you're Dana White, reasonably smart. You know? So I can't believe that you would just fall for some guy on the street saying, "Yeah, hey, I got this cure. Give me $1 million." The FBI arrested Keith Lawrence Middlebrook last night in an undercover sting. Middlebrook delivered pills to an agent posing as an investor. Dude claimed to have developed a patent-pending cure that would prevent people from getting infected and treat those already suffering from COVID-19. Yeah, sure. It's taking the world by storm. Some guy on the street with pills is going to have the cure. How dumb are people? The feds say Middlebrook solicited funds from investors and promised huge profits from his company, Quantum Prevention CV. Example, the Fed said he told a cooperating witness a $1 million investment would turn into $200 to $300 million conservatively. Come on. He also alleged that Magic Johnson was an investor. Yeah, hey, Magic Johnson's doing it. Claiming Magic was on his board of directors. The feds say they checked with Magic, who said, I didn't do that. I'm just over here not dying from AIDS. I have no clue about Middlebrook. Attorney General William Barr warned this week during a White House briefing that the feds would come down hard on anyone preying on fears surrounding the pandemic. My God. True enough, Middlebrook has been charged with wire fraud. That carries a maximum sentence of 20 years behind bars. Wow. Unbelievable. Hard to believe that everybody is still just, I mean, you're getting story after story of this, trying to take advantage of people. All right, all you got to do is stay inside, remain safe, and you'll be fine. I hope. Keeping our fingers crossed. I do have another idiot in the news on the Patreon bonus that I want to get to. And in a nutshell, it is a twisted prank. What a woman decided to do at a supermarket. And it, of course, involves COVID-19. I'll get to that on the Patreon bonus. I'm still open for business for T-shirts for you at ericzaneshow.com. I would love that. They cost you $24.95. Shipping is free. Long sleeve, short sleeve, different colors, different styles. Go check them out. Just go look. That's all you got to do. Just go look. ericzaneshow.com. Click merch, hats. I got Deer Meathead shirts. I've got joggers. All there at ericzaneshow.com. Of course, still on Cameo, cameo.com/ericzane. I would love to make a Cameo-supported coronavirus cameo for you. As you're in the house, something fun to do would be have me do a cameo for you. Cameo.com/ericzane. And on Patreon, we have another podcast to do a little bit later on, just a bit. I know Kenny will yell at me if I'm not at it right away. I will get to that. I have an email I want to read to you, too. I had been beating up the Rocky movies recently because, they just don't stand the test of time. And, you look at the simple fact that Rocky in those fights, he gets hit like 700 or 800 times, and, it isn't until the final round that he looks like his face looks like hamburger. So unbelievably unrealistic. It's just crazy. And the fact that they depict boxing as just you walk up and stand there and get punched in the face and don't block any of them, it's just ridiculous. Now, when we saw these movies back in the 70s and 80s, they were great because we're young, we're used to stupid movies, and they made movies poorly back then, so it was the greatest thing in the world. But in reality, these are garbage, shitty, poorly acted, dumpster fire, go fuck yourself movies. Awful. In fact, I watched a little bit of Creed. I watched a fight scene off of YouTube because this has been on my mind because of the email exchange I'm about to tell you about. The movie Creed, when he fights Ivan Drago's kid, oh my God, the fight scene is just a shit show. They finally figured out to block them, to like block punches. But you know what happened then? It looks like a fucking video game and it's boring as shit. Oh, so bad. Oh, I can't believe anybody even liked that movie too. They're all garbage. I heard from Adam, who wrote to me and said, "Fuck you, sir. I am so obsessed with all these movies. I have been since I was a child." I've already read this email to you. He said he devoted a whole bookshelf to Rocky collectibles. I took a trip to Philadelphia to run the stairs. I've got movie posters all in my house. And I made the comment on the podcast, well, I think you're kidding. He's not. He sent me the pictures. And holy shit, this house is decked out. It is a shrine to Rocky. Oh, my God. He's got the movie posters. Creed 2 movie posters. I mean, it's just terrible. All of the movie posters in his man cave. Oh, it's so disgusting. This is so bad. So I saw that horrible, horrible thing. And he wrote back with those pictures. Sick fuck Adam writes, proof in the attached pictures. I am not 7 years old, as you said. I am 34. My wife makes fun of my dolls. Well, she should. She should fucking leave you, you sick fuck. He says, I loved the podcast. I laughed so hard. I am 100% telling the truth about the influence that Rocky has had on my life. Oh, no. It gets worse. Please don't tell me that your wife looks like Mick or something like that. Or you make her dress up like Mick and talk like Burgess Meredith's character in the movie. You animal. Now, this is where he made me feel like shit. My dad liked the movies, and we bonded over them. When I was 8, I was diagnosed with leukemia. Ah, God, great. Here we go. And as a result, I had a broken back. I don't know if that because he had a weakness because of all the treatment. I have no idea. But he had a broken back. Leukemia gave this dude a broken back. I would watch the movies while being stuck in a bed. I beat the cancer. But by the time I was 15, I weighed 250 pounds from all the drugs and lack of movement. The movies inspired me, and I started to walk, which led to running while listening to the soundtrack. I got down to 175 by the time I was 17. This developed into a love of weightlifting and physical fitness. I could go on and on about Rocky. The way I view life is based on a lot of the movies. I just want to go the distance. I know I take it far. I have a winter coat that is like Rocky's leather jacket. Please don't tell me you got the dumb hat, too. Do you walk around the street with your fingerless gloves bouncing a racquetball on the ground and screaming at the tiger? Hey, yo, Tiger, did you get married in front of the Tiger pen? Wearing that satin jacket and driving that fucked up TA? Hey, yo, 6.6 liters, baby. Hey, yo, Tiger, we're getting married. Yeah, fuck Mick. You probably dress your wife up like Adrian in those horn-rimmed glasses and make her work around the pet shop while she's pregnant. Dumb fuck. With all the stress of trying to find products to keep the caregiver safe during these times, your podcast, he works in a hospital setting, provides a lot of laughs on my drives to and from work. Thank you for that. Probably gave you too much information, but no shit talking about Rocky anymore. Well, I broke that rule, or I'll bust you up. That was a line by Clubber, by the way. I know the movies. I even know the song you're talking about, Going the Distance. It's a great song for training. I trained to that song, too. Bill Conti. Not Conti. Conti is the composer, the arranger, the orchestra director who leads a great soundtrack. The only good thing about the Rocky movies is the soundtrack. Bill Conti stole the show. Adam. I wrote back after that. I wrote, holy shit, now I feel like an asshole. I love your Rocky Shrine. I don't. He wrote, don't feel like an asshole. Ha, 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 ha. All right, Adam. You're a good man. Let me come to your house when the dust settles, and I want a picture by the Rocky Shrine. Okay? He sees Jackie on a regular basis at work. All right, I don't want you to be a stranger either. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. I need feedback on this stupid show. Let me know how I'm doing. You can also contribute on the asshole-free Reddit page. There is 237 of you that can participate on my Reddit. Story goes, the last one became a place of hate where everybody who dislikes me would just say terrible things about me. And I said, you know what? I don't need this. So I was able to convince the nice dude who runs it to eliminate it. And he did. Thank you. Then I made my own, where you are encouraged to sign up and participate in any way you like. I contribute to it all the time, and people write things and questions and stuff like that. I'm not going to let you get away with treating me like shit. But hopefully, if you like the show, you can get on it. And all you do is you go to reddit.com/r/The Eric Zane Show and subscribe. If you're going to start trouble, I will ban your ass. I will not hesitate to do that. All right. Can you believe it? I think we're done. Yep. We are. That's a good 90 minutes in the books for you. Hope you're able to listen as long as you can at home, as you're maybe working from home, whatever it may be. Keep the faith. We're going to be all right. It's going to take some time, though. I'll see you on Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. More podcasting there. Kenny, holy fuck. Hold on a second. Yesterday on the Patreon, you fuckers, holy shit. Here I am having a normal conversation with Bill. Now, I'll say this. When you bring Bill on, the only person who can talk more than me is Bill. So you get the two of us together. You got two rabid dogs fighting over a dog bowl. 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to lose that fight. He's got what he wants to say down in his head, because everybody's been giving that fucker shit about his attitude about COVID-19. So I wanted him to clarify it, and he did. And I thought he did a great job. It's nonstop Bill, to be sure. And so it's not like we're being fun or laughing or having a good time. We're talking serious shit. Well, you know, God bless them. They pay to have the right to fucking dog me on the Patreon. So I'm trying not to pay attention, but then I made the mistake of looking at the comments while Bill's talking, and it says shit like, boring, fucking I want to laugh. This sucks shit. And, just murdering me. And I'm like, oh, fuck. And so then for the first time ever, while Bill's talking, I start telling him to shut the fuck up. Shut up! What are you doing? And apparently they loved it. That's like the new thing. Try to antagonize. I don't care. If that's what floats your boat, you know I love you. You can get away with that on Patreon. You can do whatever you want for $5 a month. You can, hell, you've earned that. So that's what we'll be doing on Patreon. No, we won't have Bill on, but we will be having fun on Patreon. Patreon.com/Eric Zane is where you find that. All right? John's going to take us out with Not Today. That's the name of the song. Thank you so much. Y'all are great. Talk to you down the road. Bye-bye. Stay home. Stay home.
You're full of shit.